Alrighty. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to get started here. They say consistency is the key for the streaming stuff. On YouTube tonight, because it's topic related, not going to react to Love Bites or Baby Metal tonight. Don't plan on that. Well, definitely made sure that's not going to happen since I'm over here on YouTube. If I do any sort of reaction to Love Bites or Baby Metal, that stuff will be blocked real fast. Maybe not Love Bites, but Baby Metal, yes, Amuse will block immediately. Tonight, we're doing something a bit different. Well, it's not all that different. It's a reaction. Think about it. Just a lot of stuff on YouTube is a reaction. Some dude reacting to content. What is that content? News? Music videos? Drama? Tonight, we are reacting to... I don't know if this is AI. And that's part of the question. I'm going to go ahead and warn you. I don't know if it's AI or not. I think it is. And it intrigued me. It intrigued me because of how new it is. This account here. No, it's not me under some sort of sock. My only sock account playing around with AI was Vivian Reacts. Have you ever seen that? It was like one-off thing. And it worked. But I was playing around. And it was not that good. Okay. And I did play around with some AI stuff like the, presidents debating stuff. That stuff was always fun. But this channel intrigued me because it's brand new. It started in February. And it only has 500 subs. But this video, they only have one video. It's this video right here. Cult of Kawaii. And this popped up on my feed. I was like, what is this? Immediately, just like you guys, I was like, okay, is this video, it looks like it could be informative. It looks like it could be interesting. But is it AI generated? And if it is, I'm already going to have this huge bias against it. Because you and I both know, and you've probably seen this too in your feeds, maybe not, but I've seen a lot of channels. There's one in particular, I think it's called Girl Band, Japanese Girl Band, where it's kind of like what I do, what other, I guess, creators in this sphere do, but it's just AI voice. And it's like, oh, okay. Wow. I mean, I have opinions about it and all that stuff. But, so I saw this and I was like, okay, I'm curious what's going to happen here. So I'm exploring this with you guys for the novelty of it. To look for, is this AI? That's one of the questions here. I'm also curious about the subject matter, how factual it is. I'm not going to be able to pinpoint how factual it is, though. That's not really what we're here for. It might hear some things that are inaccurate. And if you catch them, let me know in the chat or in the comments section, okay? I'll say this here. The video does look like it's sources, illicit sources here. And when I Google them, they do pop up with journals. I did preview the video beforehand a little bit. It got a few minutes in just to see. It's a 40-minute video. We're in here, okay? We're riding with this thing, okay? And the voice, if this is AI, they really need to change the voice. Maybe it was just my opinion. But the voice does not really do it for me. Anyway, I'm going to press play. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Going to react to the Cult of Kawaii. And if this is a legit channel, it's actually run by real people, hey, I'm not throwing shade. I'm just exploring this. And, first I'm checking out this video, all that stuff. And you let me know. I mean, you come out, you let me know. Hey, we're legit. This is real. It's like, okay, then I understand. And if you're offended by what I said about the voice, it was like, well, we'll hear it, and you'd let me know. Here we go. Cult of Kawaii. Let's do it. Exploring the Japanese idol industry. This stuff is intriguing to me for reasons, as you can probably imagine. We do react to we react to Baby Metal. They are an idol group. They're different, but they are still at the core an idol group, especially how they started. You know, there's like this dark realm within the idol sphere, right? It's like, okay, you see them all bubbly on the surface, but what's going on behind the scenes? And you hope everything's good behind the scenes, right? I hope so too. As someone who in America, the reason I bring that up, as someone who's aware of what Hollywood does, at least the rumors, the open secrets of Hollywood, Nickelodeon, you know, like we know that when kids are involved in entertainment, sometimes things do not always go well. All right, I'm going to check this out. Cult of Kawaii, exploring Japan's auto industry. Let's start it here. Oh, for the music part, I'm gonna any sort of music that's played, I'm gonna skip right through. It looks like it has been flagged for 3 songs here, so we're gonna make sure we skip them because we don't need that.
Social reputation.
Let me back up a little bit. Okay, here we go.
Kabukicho. The vibrant red light district bursts with life and color. As Japan's entertainment capital, it's where the Japanese come to shed their sekentai, social reputation, and tatemai, public facade, in order to finally embrace their true self.
It's like her S's. The S's are a lot, you know? They kind of scrape on my ears, but that's just me. And I hear the same thing about my audio. I need to get a pop filter or something. All right. Noted.
Sekentai refers to one's social appearance or reputation, while tatemai is the polite, neutral front people maintain in the presence of others. To understand why Kabukicho is so frequented, it's important to explore the foundations of Nippon no Bunka, Japanese culture. Japan, as an island nation, thrives on group mentality. Alongside sekentai and tatemai, every Japanese person is raised with sekensama, the obligation to society, and giri, a moral duty to act in ways that bring honor rather than shame to their community. In this social structure...
I mean, so far I don't have a problem. You know, it sounds reasonable. I know that they have a source society here, but in the age of AI, it'd be kind of cool to see it kind of on the screen too. You know, because at this point, with all these videos that pop up, it's kind of like, what is real, what's not real. But this seems reasonable here.
Maintaining giri means always keeping sekentai in mind. Japanese social culture is built on the principle of haibon, normalcy. Standing out is discouraged, as fitting in is key to acceptance. This means that one's tatemai, the acceptable surface-level emotions, should always be displayed, while hone, true personal feelings, are kept hidden. Authentic friendships are rare. What matters is being accepted in work or school environments. Once you leave those spaces, the need to conform shifts to your new social surroundings. This time...
That sounds horrible. That sounds hard. So as an American looking at that sounds like just saving face. What we do sometimes, like we may do that at work, you know, because we want to protect our job or whatever. And I would like to say there's a cultural thing with that, but there's not. Maybe if you look at certain cohorts, or if that's the right way to look at it, if you look at certain groups, maybe you can see that.
Dynamic can be seen when asking Japanese people for their opinion, often met with the response chotto, meaning maybe, or inconvenient. Yet, when one enters Kabukicho, all these societal expectations dissolve. It's a place where people can be free from the constraints of Japanese society. The question is, how did Japan develop into a society where such spaces became necessary? The answer lies in the evolution of artistic and social expression, beginning with the geisha.
Okay, hold on. The answer lies in the evolution
of artistic and social expression, beginning with the geisha.
Okay. So, are we saying that it all begins with the geisha? That's what it looks like it's saying here. Is this where, like, their cultural, I guess, expression, where they can express? I would say, does it really begin with that? What about, were there other ways that they can express? I mean, I guess since we're getting into Japan's idol industry, it kind of makes sense to start here. Okay. Because my hesitance on it is like, okay, so you're telling me that they didn't have any other cultural expression outside of their normalcy other than when the geisha appeared, when they started doing that? I'm sure they had other ways to express and all that stuff. And like, what's that mask, she's wearing? That I've seen that mask before. I know nothing about that mask. I don't know. I have an idea of what it means, but that seems like a cultural expression too. But we'll write it out.
Lipstick and elaborate updos. But what exactly is a geisha, and how did they originate? For many Westerners, geishas symbolize eroticism or exotic Japan, perhaps even a feminist figure throughout history. However, first and foremost, geishas are entertainers. The word itself translates to arts person. During the Heian period, 794 to 1185 CE, Japan's capital was established in Heian-kyo, modern-day Kyoto. Heian women were renowned not only for their beauty, but also for their
I also notice sometimes in the audio, you can hear her hit the mic. So I think this is real. I don't think this is AI generated. And note, there's nothing really on this channel. It just says stuff. It's brand new. And it says about, oh no, not another video essayist. And probably a picture of maybe the person as a baby. I don't know.
Intelligence and wit. They kept diaries and writings, and the noblemen pursued them by composing waka, 31-syllable poems. If a woman reciprocated his emotions, she would reply with a poem of her own. In the late 1600s, following the Battle of Sekigahara, Ieyasu Tokugawa was declared shogun. To celebrate the newfound peace, he established pleasure quarters and encouraged artistic expression through kabuki theater, which means stage performance. Kabuki remains one of Japan's most popular art forms.
Kabuki.
Back then, it drew large crowds of men. So much so that in 1629, the government banned female performers to reduce male patronage, replacing them with young men. By 1652, only adult men were allowed to perform.
So only the young men could perform in the place of women, I'm guessing, back then. But doesn't it also do stuff too as well? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Geishas first emerged in Kyoto's 5 hanamashi, geisha districts in the 1750s. By 1779, the first geisha registration house, Kenban, was established. To become a geisha, one had to train in the art of gion, which included dancing, playing the shamisen, a classical 3-stringed instrument, and most importantly, mastering the art of conversation. Their guests were often political figures and influential men. and geishas were skilled in guiding these men in political matters through subtle conversation. This granted them a significant role in Japan's political sphere, giving them a certain level of power. The structure of the geisha profession today is vastly different from the past. Historically, young girls aged 10 to 12 were sold by their parents to geisha houses for financial gain and the promise of a better life. They began...
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I mean, that kind of happens nowadays too, but we don't have to get into that. But I could see that, yeah. The families need some money. They're going to sell their daughter. Is that right? Is that wrong? Hey, you know what? When you need to feed yourself and you need to survive, right and wrong is kind of it goes out the window, man.
As maids while learning the art of Gion. By 16, they became maiko, apprentice geishas, attending ozashiki banquets to observe and learn. At 20, they were declared full geishas. At this point, their virginity was often sold to the highest bidder as a way for the geisha house mother to recoup her investment in the girl's training.
Okay.
The choice of suitor rested with the mother, though the geisha could influence the decision with her skills in poetry and music. Today, becoming a geisha is entirely voluntary, motivated either by a love for the art or the pursuit of a husband. Training now begins at 14 or 15 after completing basic education. Unlike in the past, apprentices are pampered by the geisha house mothers as fewer young women are interested in the profession. By 17,
So I guess in the past they were not pampered as much. The only thing I have on that is watching the movie Memoirs of a Geisha, which is I don't know how accurate that is either. But yeah, okay. And this is important. Okay, you're building the foundation. We're starting here, and we're getting into Japan's idol industry.
girls are introduced as geishas, attending exclusive parties with celebrities and enjoying their youth. They are free to leave the profession whenever they choose, and virginity is no longer a requirement. Modern geishas have full control over their...
I guess, yeah, okay. I guess, yeah. Since they could join at any time and leave at any time, yeah, that makes sense.
Body and sexuality. Some choose to lose their virginity to a loved one, while others opt for a professional deflowerer hired by the geisha house to train them in sexual techniques. Afterward, their hairstyle signals the transition, and they are congratulated by peers. It is now frowned upon for a geisha to sleep with someone she doesn't care for. The danas, wealthy patrons, who frequent geisha houses, are still powerful men.
Well, back up though. Hold on. It is now frowned upon for geishas to sleep with people they don't care for, but these powerful men that have money and all that are like, I guess they do care for them. I don't know what's going on there, but okay.
On for a geisha to sleep with someone she doesn't care for. The danas, wealthy patrons, who frequent geisha houses, are still powerful men, so geishas continue to hold influence in both political and business matters. Some geishas become number two wives to their patrons, though this practice is not widely accepted, and there are no legal documents formalizing the relationship. They are also discouraged from bearing children, as it would interfere with their duties.
I could see that, and that is probably going to come again with the idols, with the idol girls. As I know, the idol stars are not allowed to date. They're not allowed to make that stuff public. They're not allowed to really have any real social life, because they need to keep the illusion that they're single and that they're ready to mingle, so to speak, you know? Even if it's just a ruse. It kind of is. It kind of is, isn't it?
Eroticized image, geishas have historically been symbols of empowerment for Japanese women. Their profession is well respected, and their influence stems from both their power of choice and their political and business acumen. Contrary to their eroticized image in the West, geishas represent the intersection of culture, politics, and feminism in Japan's complex social structure. But
Okay, I
with
can see that.
geishas no longer the only outlet for men to express their hone, true feelings, where do men turn today to break from the restrictions of workplace decorum?
Where do they go? Probably clubs. Bars, clubs. Yeah. Oh, hey, there we go. We're gonna skip the music.
The structure and dynamics between
Oh, we skipped a little bit though. Oh man, we're gonna get the music. We're gonna get the music. All right, so host clubs.
While many assume that hostess clubs are the female equivalent, the structure and dynamics between the two are quite different. Hostesses, also known as kyabakura, are sometimes
Buka.
seen as modern-day
Buka,
geishas. Though they don't have to master traditional arts like playing instruments or dancing, their
Leave that music in the background. Might get us in trouble.
roles are strikingly similar to those of the geisha. Hostesses are expected to listen tenderly to their guests, providing emotional comfort in a nurturing, almost maternal way.
Okay, yeah. In the West, in America, we go to clubs as well. Yeah, that happens. And the ladies come to us and they ask how we're doing. And they ask for if we want to dance. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
As scholar Anne Allison describes it, this interaction is a fetish of both presence, motherly indulgence and ego support, and absence, lacking the emotional pull and interminability of real mother-child relationships. While sex is not required, some hostesses choose to engage with guests in that way. Much like geishas, they hold significant influence as many of their clients are men of power, including
Oh, man. And I bet they could be used as like spies too. I could think of that, that really her influence decisions. Man, you could use them as a weapon.
businessmen and politicians. But where do women go to shed their tatemae and freely express their feelings and desires? The answer lies in host clubs. Much like their hostess counterparts, host clubs provide women, ranging from their early 20s to late 40s, a space to reveal their hone, true selves, and escape their daily pressures. The first host club, Night Tokyo, opened in 1966 near Yaesu train station, and while it started privately, the nature of the clientele hasn't changed much. Today,
Okay. This is actually kind of reminding me of like the my early days in college in psychology, with the id and the super id and all that stuff. With okay, you have because we're going to clubs, we're going to these places to express our true selves, away from the workplace, away from the outside, away from the light. It's like it's a place where you could express like your desires, Okay, yeah.
hosts primarily serve hostesses and panpan, sex workers, who seek to experience the same emotional indulgence they offer their own clients.
Wait, back that up. What does pan mean? That it means full smack, also referred to. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Just make sure. Pan. Okay.
Host clubs have become immensely profitable, with top hosts earning anywhere between $10,000 to $125,000 a month. The industry grew so rapidly that in 1984, the first laws regulating host clubs were enacted. The business model of host clubs is
So she does bring some snippets there. That's cool.
intriguing. New hosts often stand outside the club, enticing women with compliments and flyers. Japan's loneliness problem contributes to the demand for these services. Many Japanese seek temporary companionship through host or hostess clubs or injukusai, rent-a-friend service.
Okay. Now, one could argue that using rent-a-friend services I could see that as coming up as a solution to the problem of loneliness. But doesn't that also help enable the, I guess, encourage or foster the feeling of loneliness, like the thing that's kind of creating that in the first place. Because if you're going to a place looking for like a, like, or with a friend or whatever, and that's kind of all you have, and people are doing that on a wider scale. I get it,
To briefly live out their authentic selves without the fear of being judged. For a woman's first visit to a host club, the prices are relatively cheap, a clever marketing strategy. After that, it's up to the host to keep her coming back. The goal is to make her feel like the most important person in the room for the night.
Of course.
For example, if she needs to use the bathroom, her host will wait outside holding her purse, ready with warm towels and tissues when she returns.
Probably
Before
have a
the
tampon
evening
for her too.
ends, the guest
I'm just adding that. Probably, I don't know.
selects her exclusive host, Shimai, and the contract is signed to ensure no jealousy-driven conflicts arise within the club. Hosts earn...
Wait, what? The contract signed to make sure... Wow. That happens here in our clubs. In the good old American strip clubs. If Not that I partake in those things on the regular. I mean, I look like a guy who does. I mean, I'm wearing shades indoors at night. I look like a guy who does, right? But like, you talk to those girls and they'll be like, "Oh, hold on, so-and-so's here. He gets jealous if I talk to you. Hold on." I've had that happen.
To ensure no jealousy-driven conflicts arise within the club. Hosts earn more of their income through drink commissions, especially on champagne calls, the most profitable part of the job. Drinks inside the club are marked up by 30% to 50%.
Wow.
And
Of
hosts
course.
earn between 35% and 50% commission on each
Wow.
sale. While many hosts are around 24 years old and initially see the profession as easy money, the job demands late nights, heavy drinking, and a toll on their health.
Of
Yet,
course.
most hosts enjoy the camaraderie within the host and Kyabakura community, bonding over their shared experience as
At this point, I'm thinking this is not AI. She's just reading this. You can hear the clips and stuff.
outsiders in Japanese society. Despite the stigma, hosts see themselves as yashida, healers or psychologists, because, like geishas, they are masters of conversation. They are there to listen, comfort, and provide a sense of companionship, though the profession is not without its difficulties. The stigma attached to hosting means that most of the money made in the industry remains within
Hold
it.
on here. Felipe, you are alive. Did I hear strip club? Oh, man. It's a weekday, man. But I tell you what. Shots are going to happen tonight. Dude, I try to summon you using shot magic. I don't know if that worked. Anyway, yeah. And we're learning about Japan's idol industry. And this video is taking us all the way back to the past and kind of laying the foundation for what it's about to get into, I guess.
As everyone is searching for emotional connection in one form or another. Japan's loneliness epidemic has fueled the growth of these clubs. In a society where conformity is highly valued, places like host clubs offer a temporary release for those who crave emotional connection but cannot find it within the rigid structures of daily life. For a
With the
deeper
work
dive
schedule,
into the world of host clubs and their intricate structure, I recommend watching Nil Nilgiri's insightful video.
Okay, and it's also referencing other videos. And like I said, there's a whole list of references here, and I didn't check every single one of them, but they do pull up journal articles. So there is that. So at first I was like, this is an AI-generated script. What's going on here? I'm very jaded now with the way YouTube looks. On your feed, you probably see this. I do. I see it a lot. I see a lot of AI generated videos, and click on it, it's like, and immediately I'm like, I don't trust it. And I don't trust it. Even if it's real information, I don't trust it. But this right here is looking legit.
The dark reality of Japanese host clubs.
Oh wait, that's music. We're gonna have to skip that. The bottle behind me. The bottle behind me is tequila. We want to do tequila or Gentleman Jack tonight. Looks like it's tequila tonight. Mi Familia Flores. I'm not sure if they're good or not. I got it because in this bottle it has an extra shot of tequila in the top part of it. So it's you get an extra amount of tequila in there. Okay, anyway. Skip this part. Okay.
And talent contest.
And they always have to smile. And that's the thing too. I'm like, these ladies are always smiling. It kind of makes me wonder if they get tired of that.
Became a staple on
if they're
television,
allowed to be tired of it.
propelling girls mostly aged 14 to 16 into stardom. Iconic figures like Mori Masako, Sakurada Junko, and Yamaguchi Momoe rose to prominence in the 1970s, while the 1980s saw stars like Matsuda Saiko and Kudo Shizuka become household names.
Okay.
These idols
I don't recognize them right
appeared
now.
on TV shows, in commercials,
Repo Bob
and in
probably knows
photo
about them.
books, often combining innocent and provocative imagery, similar to how geisha portraits were once marketed during the Edo period.
Okay.
The return of Okinawa to Japan in 1972 also facilitated year-round swimsuit photo shoots.
So, okay, creating parallels with the idols and with the geishas in a way. Nice freeze frame there. I'm gonna need to see some ID though. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. Okay.
Further boosting their commercial appeal. However, by the 1990s, the influence of female idols waned as the music industry shifted toward rock bands like BZ and Mr. Children. Meanwhile, male idols, especially those produced by Joni Kitagawa's agency, Joni and Associates, gained greater prominence. The idol market diversified, introducing new
Do we want to know what... Okay. Let's back up. This guy, Johnny Associate. I know nothing about this guy, but he's like the head guy, right? Of the male idols, and he has like a lot of young boys. I've been so jaded with the recent development of things, the recent finding of things, right? You know, from Hollywood, from Nickelodeon to the record industry. You know, it's like anymore. It's like, okay. Are they having Diddy parties? You know, what's going on? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Associates gained greater prominence. The idol market diversified, introducing new categories such as gravure idols, known for their provocative photographs, and the net idols who emerged online. Kyoko Date, Japan's first cyber idol, was a virtual figure with a fabricated backstory and
Wait, when was this?
photographs, and the net idols who emerged online. Kyoko Date, Japan's
I thought
first...
it would give us a date. I'm sorry. That's why I backed up. Thought I missed something there. So even cyber idols. Okay, cool. So Felipe, I'll get that shot ready. Shot of tequila. I'll take one on the house. Because you're back. You've returned. That's amazing.
Cyber idol was a virtual figure with a fabricated backstory and original songs. Even female athletes like Fukuhara Ai and Asado Mao became regarded as idols due to their sweet, cute personas. For many, female idols represent the ideal woman in Japanese society, often portrayed as sex symbols while simultaneously expected to maintain an image of innocence. The media's obsession with these young stars led to frequent negative coverage, sometimes as a tactic to sell magazines or punish specific idols. Variety shows began humiliating idols for entertainment, boosting ratings through cheap laughs and shock value. This spectacle contributed to the perception that idols were at the bottom of the entertainment hierarchy, often
Okay, here we go, Felipe. A shot of tequila. This is for you coming back. I'm glad you had a good time in Florida. Here we go. Let's just do it now. Oh, well, you got your Coca-Cola all lined up, ready to go. Okay, I hear you.
willing to go to great lengths for exposure. In the past, idols were shrouded in mystery, their public and private lives carefully orchestrated to maintain an image of perfection and luxury, far removed from the reality most Japanese
but
experience.
it's an image.
Hiroshi Aoyagi, a Japanese cultural anthropologist, has been one of the most vocal critics of Japan's idol industry. Much of this essay draws from his research, particularly from his 2005 book, Islands of 8 Million Smiles. Since 1988, Aoyagi has referred to his study of idols as idology, exploring the significant role they play in Japanese society and culture. Although his work has been critiqued for focusing primarily on female idols, Aoyagi delves deeply into the structure of the idol industry in Japan, acknowledging the patriarchal pressures that female idols face.
I bet it's a lot of pressure. I bet it's immense. I bet it's like if you mess up, like we have to redo the whole take, and man, and knowing the stereotypes about Japanese and how they go above and beyond on just about everything they do, they have to be perfect in just about everything. I mean, that's a stereotype for a reason, because man, overachievers 100%, 100%, right? About everything. But bless that, man. God bless that. That's why they make good stuff. That's why a Honda, as long as you change the oil and the tires, is gonna pretty much last forever. Okay? They make good stuff.
To grasp the complexities of the idol industry, one must understand the Jimosho system, which translates to office in English. Jimosho are talent management agencies that dominate Japan's entertainment industry. Unlike traditional talent agencies, Jimosho can be likened to production factories, with idols serving as the final product. These agencies wield immense power, controlling not only the idols, but also the production and distribution of media content. While K-pop has globalized its reach, J-pop remains heavily localized, and the Jimosho system was the first to implement the rigorous training.
That explains why K-pop seems to be like coming. I noticed more K-pop coming over here in the radio and influenced than like J-pop. It seems like Korea definitely got the jump on that.
And character crafting process that molds idols into marketable entities. Idols are considered the lowest tier in Japan's entertainment pyramid, and their
the lowest tier? Wow, is that really? No. Well, what about all female wrestling? No. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to take the word. I have to take the word for that. Idols are the lowest tier.
Individual power is minimal compared to the masterminds behind the Jimosho. These agencies often mold idols from a young age.
Oh, I've never seen this video. This girl is breaking down, right? Just crying about the pressures.
Putting them through intense character training to maximize their marketability. Jimosho thrive on commodifying idols, who are seen more as products than as artists. This business...
Well, yeah, you kind of are. You are a product. It's kind of like with agencies and people involved wanting to get in there, their talent, they become a product. A rough analogy right now would be like sports. Now, I'm not a sports guy, but I do know this. Like you are a product. Okay. and they want you to sell a product. Or what are you doing? Oh, you have you think we could celebrate the return with the band Snot? Oh, I'll do reaction requests. Not this stream because we're on YouTube and all that there, but I'll table that. Okay, we will do that for sure.
This first mentality results in a highly regimented, controlled environment where idols must adhere to strict behavioral guidelines. Their public personas, as well as their personal lives, are managed down to the smallest detail to maintain a palatable image for the public. Aoyagi critiques this system in the opening chapters of his book, noting that idols represent the idolized traits of youth. These adolescents are marketed by promotion agencies to reflect specific cultural values such as cuteness, purity, and social appropriateness. Idols are commodified as role models in both appearance and behavior, functioning as allegorical figures through which capitalist values seep into Japanese society.
Yeah. All right. Well, this critic sounds like he's a communist already. I'm just throw that out there right there. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Keep in mind, this information is coming from an essay of a researcher who's like looking into this like in a negative lens, right? And I get it. The idol scene is seedy, and yes, these talents are being used to sell a product. They are a product. Now they do volunteer, and hopefully they're being paid. Are they being paid? And as far as like being used by a company to sell a product, well, welcome, welcome to the world. I mean, what can I tell you, dude? You'll get that treatment even if you're in a communist country. You'll be used by someone.
Contributing to the commercialization of selfhood. The Jimosho system reflects the broader relationship between the media and capitalism in Japan, where idols are treated more as products for consumption than as artistic performers. In his chapter, The Ethnography of Idol Production, and
well, in the same could be said about like bands in the West and stuff, you know, like they become a product. And when a band signs a contract with a record company, and they get that advance, they think they got money. They think they made it big, right? They got a break. But they didn't get a break. What they got was, oh, you're going to work harder than you ever worked. You thought the early days of playing in bars, playing these local venues, doing covers, you thought that was work? Now the real work is now you're signed, and now you're owned. Your music is owned. Every song you create isn't even yours. It's owned by the company. Because you use their equipment to record it all, they put it out there. So like in that stuff, oh man, that's the whole thing, man. You're a product. You're selling a product. Kind of like YouTubers and streamers anymore, right? What a lot of them have sponsors. I don't know.
Overview. Aoyagi states, idols are designed to contribute to the industry's
the Backstreet Boys
establishment in the market by virtue of their abilities to attract people and perform as lifestyle role models. Aoyagi draws...
Now, there's something she said here that how, like, the J-pop idol, like the idols seem to be projecting an image of what is... I guess normal, what is expected in society. And I don't know much about Japanese society, so I couldn't say whether or not it's top down or bottom up. But I can say is that like looking at like American bands like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and even other bands and artists, it's kind of like I kind of wonder if it's actually more like bottom up on our end. What I mean is, like if you notice like the changes with like the performances of the artists, pop artists in the West becoming more like sexualized and stuff like that, becoming more definitely more revealing. Okay. I think that's going with the trend of people like being more like that in a way. Okay. It's kind of like, how can we sell this better to this audience, you know? So I think in the West, it's like they're chasing an audience and they're bombarding you with products and, you know, and all that stuff, and that's going to happen. Whereas it sounds like here, it's like, oh no, they have an expectation. They're going to put that out there, and this is what they. Here's the difference there. The key difference is I'm seeing here is with the idol scene, and I could be wrong in this. It's like, we know what you want. This is what it is. And you'll buy the noodles or whatever associated with the idols, you know, connected with them. You'll buy the product. Whereas with Western bands, it's like, and then of course, there's all general, generalized, okay? It's more like they're chasing the audience. Anyway.
Parallels between idol production and traditional Japanese arts, explaining how performers internalize their roles through repetitive practices. He introduces the concept of kata, form or style, illustrating how idols are shaped into predefined roles through their performances and media exposure. To stay competitive, entertainment agencies must craft the perfect idol. This is why we see a variety of idol types within the industry. Okay. The competition isn't just about individual popularity, but also about how agencies market their talents to secure dominance. Right. Agencies strategically create distinct personas, such as the girl, boy next door, or the mysterious idol, to appeal to different...
So, yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. They create the idol. They create that person. Now, of course, like with NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, I don't know how that stuff. I think that was created. Okay, I think that stuff was created. But you take other bands, other acts. It kind of looks like it's kind of like it depends, right? It depends on the artist, right? It seems like some of them are like discovered, be like, oh, that sound could be used, that look could be used, that could reach this particular audience or whatever. We could use you, right? If you get signed, they see potential in you to be used for something. If you know Felipe, if anyone else watching, like someone like, let's say Backstreet, let's say Britney Spears. Was she created in the industry? I think, I don't know much about her past. I don't know anything about that. So you let me know. Okay?
Audience segments. Aoyagi further states, idol performances function as contemporary rituals that contribute to the habituation of capitalism, especially the fetishism of commodities. This is evident in the way idols like AKB48 become central to Japan's advertising ecosystem. Idols aren't just entertainers. They're used to sell products, raise awareness for political and charity campaigns, and more. Right. They appear on commercials, variety shows, and dramas. Blurring the line between...
Of course they appear in commercials. Of course you're selling stuff. Like the athletes and athletes, Hollywood stars, TV stars, all that stuff. Yeah. They're going to be used.
Entertainment and advertisements. Disney, Fans form a deep emotional connection with idols through reality shows where idols are presented in casual, real-life settings. This sense
I guarantee you, I wonder if their casual clothes are picked out for them. Because, like, these girls, I know she went over it briefly. I hope she goes over it in more depth. From what I know, like, their social life is heavily monitored. Whoa. The camera freaked out. Whoa, I got a big head. I got a big head now. I got a big head. Yeah, so I got a new camera, Felipe, and it's not very. It fights me. The camera fights me. Man.
Of intimacy makes fans more inclined to trust the idol's endorsements, as if receiving a recommendation from a friend. Advertisers capitalize on this relationship by promoting idols over the products themselves, demonstrating the power of emotional marketing in Japan. Through fostering these intimate connections, the media and agencies transform viewers into loyal consumers, not only of the idols, but also of the brands they endorse. This system reveals how idols serve as intermediaries between products and consumers, leveraging emotional attachment to drive consumption.
Oh, we got music. We gotta skip the music. I gotta skip the music. Okay, so we're exploring more of Japan's idol industry. Way to fit in. Hopefully we get more detail as to how they're controlled, okay? Because I want it, man. I want the dark, dirty secrets of the industry. I could stomach it, okay? This is where I stand on this stuff. Let's say Michael Jackson. Let's pick him. All sorts of stuff about him, right? All sorts of dirty stuff about him. But he's still the king of pop, okay? Like when Beat It comes on, when Thriller comes on, oh man, those are good songs. I know he may or may not have done some things. I don't even care. I don't even care. Like if the song is good, the song is good. And maybe I'd feel different if I wasn't so attached to the songs. I didn't have like all the memories attached to the songs. But you know. Oh, that's where it's skipping.
Consumer behavior and social values in modern Japan. They embody perfection, flawless skin, perfect hair, and ideal personality.
Oh, good point, Felipe. That's right. We got bands like The Warning as an excellent example of why they are the way their parents involved. Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad. Like The Warning is a good example. Like the parents are involved, and they seem to be fostering a very healthy environment for them. Anyway.
That align with traditional Japanese values. These idols are carefully curated by promotion agencies to reflect cultural ideals such as cuteness, purity, and social appropriateness. By doing so,
well, honestly, we could probably use some of that here in the West. What cultural values do we have anymore? You know? Okay, all right.
Serve as modern-day rites of passage, guiding young people through the transition to adulthood by modeling behaviors and appearances that are socially accepted. As Aoyagi Hiroshi notes, idol performances facilitate socialization and integration into Japanese society, emphasizing traits like modesty, conformity, and cuteness as virtues for young people to emulate.
That stuff, that would not sell here in the West. I don't know. It's the opposite. It's more like rebel against your parents, fight the system, things like that, you know? There's a whole genre of music about this, you know? It's like it's in rock. How about a shot for The Warning? I'll do that. I'll do that too. I'll do that as well. I started a new channel, Felipe. That's where a lot of The Warning content is going to go to now. It's got Caliente and Chill. It's a work in progress. The idea is to expand and have different channels. But we'll see if that works in the long run. We'll give it a year. Maybe. Anyway. They're critiquing values which I love. Well, in fairness, it sounds like she's reading stuff from this. I think it was this one. Yeah, Million Smiles. Stuff in this book right here. Which I mean, the guy's looking at it from a negative lens and stuff like that. I actually think it would be cool and it would have been helpful. Maybe if we had bands that kind of focused on the positive things and how society should be and stuff. But during the Vietnam times, no, you got rebellion. You got rebellion. You got to fight the system and stuff like that. And from there on, okay, it just expanded from there. Oh yeah. So anyway, yeah, we'll take a shot for The Warning. I'll take a shot for The Warning, and for hope that we can get an artist that can help sell traditional American values and America. I don't even know what that, I don't even know what that would look like. That's like country music. And that's country music there. Okay. Anyway, let's take a shot for the warning. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. I got work tomorrow. Oh boy. Okay.
Female idols in particular are held to a high standard.
Of course they are.
As we've previously discussed with geishas and hostesses, the ideal
Well, yeah, of course they're held to a high standard. Kind of like how athletes are held to a high standard too. You know? If you're gonna be performing on you're gonna be expected to perform. You're gonna be expected to be on top of your game. The closest thing I could think of here is like, yeah, in sports and of course, well, no, we have examples in the music industry as well in the West. We have pop artists and stuff that have to perform. Of course, some may use backing tracks and stuff like that and all that stuff, but they have to, you know.
Japanese woman is often expected to be pure, polite, submissive, and motherly. This image.
Those are good traits, though. Those are great traits. I like all those traits. Am I wrong? Submissive, motherly. Those are great traits. Those are traits I looked for in my wife. And let me tell you, I got polite, I got motherly, submissive. Well, she's a Latina, so not really. Not really.
This image of femininity is central to the appeal of female idols, but it also makes their fall from grace all the more dramatic. When an idol's image cracks, particularly due to scandal, fans often feel personally betrayed. This was evident in the 2009 Sakai Noriko media scandal. Known for her girl next door image, Sakai's arrest on drug charges, along with her ex-husband, Yuichi Takaso,
She was arrested for drugs? What drugs? What drugs was she using?
led to a media frenzy. The public, accustomed to her pure persona, was shocked. The scandal dominated headlines, even eclipsing major political and economic events. As media outlets...
Flippy, you believe this? This idol may have partaken of some Colombia powder. I don't know how she got some of that over there in Japan. You know, there's a will, there's a way. There's always a way, you know? But they busted her for that, and she got in trouble. If that happened here in America, oh hell, that scandal would make her more infamous. She'd be more famous. Oh, more albums would sell. It'd sell more albums. I think it's like a totally different mentality. It really is. Wow. Okay.
competed to reveal every sordid detail. In Japan, scandals are portrayed as moral failings. Celebrities, as public figures, are expected to uphold societal values, and when they fall short,
that's rich. We don't get that here in the States.
Scrutinized by the public. Such events often serve as catharsis for societal anxieties. As Aoyagi aptly states,
well, actually, we kind of do it a little bit in the States. Hear me out. The only thing, as a comparison, okay, as far as like moral values that celebrities are supposed to hold, okay, like certain virtues that celebrities are supposed to hold, the only time they really seem to get in trouble in America or somewhere in the West is if they don't say they're cool gays or trans or stuff like that, right? If they speak out against that, if they say something controversial to the narrative or whatever, there's problems. There's some sort of backlash or uproar, whatever. Someone's canceled for some reason, you know. If they say a slur or whatever, never mind that celebrity may or may not have played, may or may not have said some choice words during rush hour traffic or some intense event or whatever. But other than that, I don't like yeah, in the States, in the West, we don't seem to really care if they're not good people. Yeah, you'll have people who like will complain about it and write about it and blog about it, vlog about it, stream about it and stuff. But they seem to just sell more records. Are more downloads on Spotify.
The idol industry operates as a terrain in which cultural symbols and their images are constantly generated, contested, and refined. In this landscape, idols are not just entertainers. They are representatives.
She was right there, doing lines of cocaine. Let's back that up. That's what you.
Fine.
What was she doing right there?
In this landscape, idols are not just entertainers.
Felipe, what was that? What was she doing right there? What was she doing? What was she doing? Huh?
Are not just
I'm messing with you.
They are representatives of cultural
I have no
ideals, making their missteps a matter of public concern.
No, it looks like she's talking to someone right there. Okay. I do like to obviously joke around, mess around.
Focused on female idols, critiquing how they are treated within a traditional and patriarchal society. Japanese women in general.
Why is she squatting there? Okay. There's a fetish for this. I don't partake in that, but we'll move on. Oh, I wonder if this. Okay, let me make a prediction. If I'm right, I'll take a shot. Oregon's a babies trafficking. If this video says that these girls are also sold and to higher bidders for reasons, for pleasure reasons, I'll take another shot.
Navigate a culture that still holds on to rigid gender norms. Yet, as with geishas and hostesses, female idols find ways to adapt and reclaim control. However, idols start their careers as teenagers, an impressionable age when they are still discovering their identity. The pressure from the jimusho, talent agencies, can often be overwhelming, breaking their self-esteem as they are molded to fit into predefined roles. This affects both male and female idols, but the gender dynamics at play are significant. In Japan, there are two major male archetypes: Koha, the tough guy, and Nanpa, the romantic flower boy type. These personas dominate the portrayal of male idols.
What about the flabby video game guy? What about that guy? Oh, that's right. That guy doesn't sell to the girls. I wonder why. No one likes uglies, okay? Uglies don't sell products. That's why like that whole fat acceptance thing is really not. That's just a joke, dude.
Particularly those from Joni and Associates, one of Japan's largest and most influential idol agencies. Known for producing groups like Arashi and SMAP, Joni's idols are created to embody idolized versions of masculinity that appeal to female fans. The goal is profitability. These male idols, who often embody shonen, youthful boyhood, remain in a perpetual state of innocence and non-threatening masculinity to cater to the fantasies of young women.
And let's back up. That guy right there, that guy, how old do you think he is? The question really is, how old do you think he is, and how old is he trying to portray himself to be? I'm already 2 shots in. Before I did the stream, I did have a Jack and Coke. Coca-Cola.
Johnny's idols serve as vessels for fan projection, allowing women to explore and reimagine traditional masculinity. Female fans don't just consume idol images passively, they actively engage with them, often through fanfiction and doujinshi, fan-made comics. Many of these narratives involve homoerotic relationships between idols, providing a safe space for women to explore desires and gender.
That's right. That's right. They push like homoerotic stuff, and the women love that. The women love. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know why they do, but they do.
Roles that challenge.
For some reason, women like reading about okay. Who was the demographic for Brokeback Mountain? Who was the demographic for Brokeback Mountain? Women and gay dudes, right? That's what it is. And you know what? If Brokeback Mountain was two lesbians, it would appeal to who? Just dudes. Straight dudes. Straight. That's it. That's it. Oh, well, maybe some women though, because women get off to that too. Some of them. It's weird how that works, but I don't think it's as effective though as like I want to see a study on that.
Patriarchal norms. The fascination with homoerotic relationships is most clearly seen in the popularity of BL, boys' love. BL is a genre of fiction, anime, and manga that depicts romantic relationships between male characters and is primarily created for a female audience. Within idol culture, BL allows women to explore male-male relationships free from traditional gendered power dynamics. Unlike the hyper-masculine men seen in Western media, Japanese male idols often embrace a softer, more androgynous form of masculinity, making them appealing figures for fans to project their
you can call it masculinity, but all right.
Fantasies upon. BL and idol culture thus become spaces where women can subvert traditional gender roles and create alternative visions of masculinity that align with their desires. By depicting emotionally vulnerable and physically attractive men, these fantasies challenge dominant gender expectations in Japanese society. Female idols, on the other hand, are constructed to embody specific gender ideals, often reflecting traditional notions of femininity like purity, innocence, and submission to male authority.
Exactly, to cater to men. That's what that's for.
As Aoyagi notes, this packaging of self in which an adolescent persona is signified.
Yeah, no, there is a lot of bias. there is a bias there for sure. I already said it in the beginning, like the thing that they're reading from this book, it looks like a lot of it's coming from here. I haven't read this, but that's what they're citing, and the image comes up here. These little blurbs come up often, and in the blurbs it would say something like, "And a capitalist society." You already know if that word's being thrown around a bit. It's like, oh, all right, guy, all right. This guy's woke. Never mind.
As cute, pure, modest, and full of promise, is a cultural practice that aims to collectivize public imagination. The idol industry not only reflects but also reinforces societal gender norms, making it a powerful tool in shaping how femininity and masculinity are perceived in Japan. Although both male and female idols are products designed to maximize profit, the way they are treated by their agencies differs. Male idols are often forgiven for missteps and allowed to maintain their personas as long as they don't break the illusion entirely.
They give him more of a pass. They give him more freedom. We just don't misbehave too much. But the women, let me guess, the women are held in check because you give them an inch to take them out. Well, also, if the female idols start having relationships and dating, there's a risk of pregnancy, and that could totally destroy the illusion there.
Idols, however, are held to a much stricter standard. Their image must remain untarnished, as any slip could be seen as failure to uphold societal expectations of femininity.
Or how about this? They are products. True. We're all products. I mean, they're all products. Like, you can expand that to like Western bands and all that stuff, okay? But part of that product, especially with idols, female idols, is that they create this sort of like parasocial relationship with their fans. It's there, right? They're seen as dateable. They're seen as approachable, especially with a lot of love songs and messages of "I love you" and all that stuff, and all the cuteness and all the, "Hey, I'm your girl next door. I'm so cute. I'm so adorable." Okay, right? Like, you're trying to create that image. But if they go out there on the streets and someone takes a picture of them and they're at some sort of brothel or some sort of love hotel with a bunch of different Johns, that destroys the image there. Then I'll be like, wow, you're no longer that girl next door. Now you're gonna have to go into like an alt idol scene where you're gonna be like the Village Bicycle. Okay, I don't know.
Idol followers generate rituals of worship, which includes decorating their living quarters with idol goods, setting up alcoves devoted to their favorite idols, and attending idol concerts regularly as a place of collective worship. Aoyagi Hiroshi remarks, idol fandoms in Japan differ significantly from those in the West. If we were to compare it, perhaps the closest example would be the One Direction fandom from the early 2010s. But even that...
Oh, this shows how young the creator of this video is. You could also probably compare it to Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. Okay, those were things. They lasted for a little bit.
That pales in comparison to the dedication of Japanese idol fans. Aoyagi and many others liken these fandoms to religious cults. Fans participate in rituals of adoration, attending concerts, collecting memorabilia, and engaging in communal activities that
they're fanboys. They like the idols.
Force their emotional connection to their idols. To better explain this almost cult-like behavior, there's no better case study than the idol group.
And you could probably say that to a lot of different bands. Even bands like Metallica fans, hardcore Metallica fans back in the day, even still now, listening to them, buying all the merch, right? Now, they probably don't have a shrine, a Metallica shrine. They probably don't fantasize about them in that sort of way, but...
AKB48, a prime example of the idol system at its most effective. The group's structure and fan engagement provide a tangible showcase of what we've already explored in this essay regarding idol culture.
Okay, we're going to skip this. It looks like we're getting a little bit of a song here. Skip that part. Oh, skip that.
Was created in December 2005 by Yasushi Akimoto, a Japanese lyricist active since the 1980s. Akimoto envisioned AKB48 as idols.
So one of the questions I had here was, is this video AI generated? And at this point, like that voice, if it was AI generated, it would be probably much more pleasant. Like the voice of the narration, it's not very comforting, you know? It's just the way she does her S's. Maybe she needs a pop filter like I do or something. I don't know. But it sounds like she's reading it. You can hear some things where it sounds kind of rough at times, but I was curious about this channel.
You can meet, believing that just as people's taste in wine varies, their preferences for idols also differ. Rather than crafting a singular, rigid persona for each girl, Akimoto allowed the idols to showcase different facets of their personalities. Initially, AKB48 was an underground group, slowly gaining popularity in the late 2000s. According to Nendai Ryoku, an online popular culture almanac, the group's first 10 CDs struggled in sales, with none surpassing 100,000 copies.
Yeah, you don't like the viewpoint of the uploader? Yeah, I hear you on that. And What they selected for their sources here could definitely be an indication of the viewpoint that they hold themselves. It sounds like they're just regurgitating the stuff that they read. Yeah. Anyway, I do find some of the concerns kind of silly. It'd be like, well, how's that really all that different compared to what we see here, and like the bands we've already mentioned, And what's so wrong with idols putting out certain I guess norms out there, influencing norms that are good values, right? Yeah, you could probably use some of that. I tell you what, America could use some of that. There's a lot of women out there right now, a lot of young women in America who have no values. All they want to do is be massive hoes. Which, look, I don't have a problem if you want to be a garden tool, if that's what you want to do. Okay, but it seems like there's a lot of them out there. It seems like there's a lot more. Maybe it's just from TikTok and YouTube Shorts and what I see, all that stuff. But it seems like there's a lot. It seems like we could probably have some good role models out there. We lack good role models. We don't have any good role models. I don't see them. And the good role models that we had turned out to be, well, not good. Not good at all.
And most sell in fewer than 30,000. However, AKB48's fortunes changed in 2010 with the release of Beginner, which sold over 1 million copies. Since 2011, every AKB48 single has sold more than 1 million physical copies.
They got a huge bump.
Including Sayonara Crow, released in 2013, which reached over 1.9 million in sales. By 2015, AKB48 had made history as the first Japanese musical act to achieve 20 consecutive million-selling singles. Their success was critical to revitalizing Japan's music industry, which had seen declining CD sales similar to trends in the United States. AKB48 helped reverse this trend, allowing Japan to surpass the US as the largest music market in the world. Despite this commercial success, critics argue that AKB48 and other idol groups prioritize likability over musical talent. Some point out the group's manipulative image of purity, which suppresses individuality.
Well, I don't know how pure those images are. Okay, you say purity. I'm looking at that. I'm just seeing those girls want to invite us to a pool party. And that's cool. Hey, I already said my wife reacted to one of the AKB48 videos. She'd be down for that pool party too.
And exposes young idols to psychological and physical risks for the sake of the group's success. This strategy favors groups' marketability over artistic merit. Yet, AKB48 remains a significant player in the Japanese and Asian idol industry, inspiring many, including the modern K-pop scene.
Okay, we're going to skip the music here. Let's back up a little bit. AKB48 success.
AKB48's success isn't accidental. It's the result of a carefully crafted system by Akimoto to ensure continued growth. One of the group's key innovations is its unique election system. Due to the large number of members, fans vote to determine who will lead the next single and become the center of all promotions. These votes are cast by purchasing CDs, each of which contains a ballot. Fans spend vast sums to secure votes for their favorites.
Oh, that's how they sell those CDs. Oh, oh, that makes sense. That's why they're selling millions of CDs. Every CD has a little ballot that you can put. You write in what member you want to be the front and center. That is ingenious. That is crafty right there. That is smart. That is so smart. Imagine if they had that back like the NSYNC days. What member of NSYNC do you want to be front and center? You can cast your votes, but to cast your votes, you got to have the ballot, and to have the ballot, you have to have the album. I don't think they had any problem selling albums though.
Members. In 2012, one of AKB48's fans reportedly spent $6,700 to secure 2,700 votes for his favorite singer. The election event that year garnered nearly 1.4 million votes, with over 150 media organizations covering the event. The voting numbers continue to grow each year. This system isn't limited to music. AKB48's branding extends to merchandise, cafes, mahjong tiles, and more. The group even has its own theater in Akihabara, where they perform daily for fans and hold handshake events, allowing fans to briefly meet and connect with their favorite idols. The large number of members guarantees the fulfillment of Akimoto's idols you can meet concept. AKB48's reach goes beyond performances and products. The group collaborates with major brands like Nippon Airways and NTT, and even partners with Japan's self-defense forces to promote good causes. Fans deeply invested in the group's success spend enormous amounts of money and time ensuring their favorite idol rises to the top of the AKB48 pyramid. This has been described by Satoshi Hamano as a serious simulation game where fans compete financially to make their favorite idol stand out. For some members, winning these elections can propel them into successful solo careers. For example, Yuko Oshima, a two-time election winner, went to become a successful actress, even winning the Best Supporting Actress award at the 38th Japan Academy Awards after leaving the group in 2014. Atsuko Maeda also found success in both singing and acting after leaving in...
By the way, going to do the thing a lot of streamers do. Some like it, some don't. If you want to help support me, you can do it many ways. There's one way you can do it, okay? Buy me a coffee. It's true. Super chats, all that stuff. Every streamer does it. But what I'll do is I'll take shots for that, for sure. I work tomorrow, but I can do it. We will do it together. Lachlan, let's see. It's really different than in the West where I never felt involved. I could see that. They seem to really encourage involvement. So that is very cool. That is very, very cool. Almost ingenious. I tell you what, like I said earlier, Japan has this way of being overachievers, right? They see a system, they see something, they're like, we're gonna do it even more. You know? Oh man. That's smart. I thought you sell more CDs. In America, there's a whole conspiracy about how like the mob involvement back in like for like the oh man, I'm about to get into like the weeds here about like the U.S. music industry, the mafia involvement, and what that has to do with like selling records and record charts and all that stuff, jukeboxes, stuff like that. We don't have time for that. All I can say is there's some cool videos on it, and definitely want to check them out.
In 2012. However, less popular members may struggle post-graduation, facing challenges like declining fan support or a lack of media exposure.
Parasocial relationship. I knew we were going to get here.
This kind of engagement fosters a parasocial relationship between fans and idols, one that can be almost cult-like in nature. Wotas, a term derived from otaku, superfans, and used for loyal idol fans, are often men in their late 20s or 30s seeking emotional connections with underage girls. During idol concerts, Wotas perform routines...
Wait, back to that, what did I hear?
Connections with underage girls.
Okay,
During idol concerts, Wotas perform routines of dancing and cheering known as Wotagai, which involves jumping, clapping, arm waving, and chanting. These rituals, which began in the 1970s and 1980s, have since spread into the K-pop scene as well. This dynamic between fan and idol...
Wait, a lot of the members in AKB48 I thought were like 18. I think there was a few that were like underage, but like I believe that they're not like promoted in that sort of way, from what I understand. But I think let me get back here a little bit. Let's back up a little bit, because what I read there, that's kind of that's a huge fire right there. That's a huge fire that this video just lit up real fast. Real fast.
Like in nature. Wotas, a term derived from otaku, superfans, and used for loyal idol fans, are often men in their late 20s or 30s seeking emotional connections with underage girls. During idol concerts, wotas perform routines of dancing and cheering known as wotagai, which involves jumping, clapping, arm waving, and chanting. These rituals, which began in the 1970s and 1980s...
They're not rituals, they're performances. When they're singing a song, they're supposed to dance. They're supposed to move around. You expect that with any performance. What? What are we talking about?
These rituals since spread into the K-pop scene as well.
Yeah.
This dynamic between fan and idol can be problematic. Management's companies often encourage fans to fantasize about their idols as romantic interests. Lyrics from AKB48 songs fuel this fantasy. For instance, the NMB48 song Fantasy Girlfriend includes the lines, I'm a boyfriend, boyfriend, your boyfriend, boyfriend. I wanna boast about it a little. It's not a lie and it's not a dream. We're the perfect couple. These lyrics...
They're like romance songs. Oh, man.
Encourage a courtship-like relationship between idols and fans, blurring the lines between reality and...
Yeah, Elvis Presley. Oh, yeah, that's right. Elvis Presley did the Johnny Kiss. Man, remember the outrage? I don't, because I'm not that old. But I remember hearing about that when Elvis Presley started, like, gyrating his hips. Oh, those girls went crazy. The girls went insane. They went insane, man. Guns N' Roses? Yeah.
Fantasy. Songs like Virginity and Innocence Under 19 play up themes of sexual innocence, adding to the fantasy. Even more unsettling, AKB48's merchandise include photographs of members that can be tasted. Yes, tasted.
Well, yeah, you wanna taste it. That's kind of funny, though. What do you mean tasted? They have merchandise that can be tasted, like a scratch and sniff sticker of a member. Huh. That is kind of funny. If there was a scratch and sniff sticker of Miley Cyrus, what would it smell like? What does Miley Cyrus smell like? What would that sticker be?
These flavored photographs are marketed with fruit or, bizarrely, body odor flavors.
Hey, you know, that one might be, that one I can't really defend. That one is, well, you know, they know their audience. I'm sorry. I might have to take an extra shot for that. What's next? You can tell me they're selling panties too, or what? Or Lachlan, what do we say about that? Do you got a scratch and sniff or a taste photo? Does it taste like strawberries? Crack? Miley Cyrus would taste like crack? Like butt crack? Yeah, she probably would. She probably would taste like butt crack. Not that I know what that tastes like. I don't know what that tastes like.
playing into fans' tactile imaginations and encouraging deeper connections with their favorite idols. Akimoto claims he doesn't interfere in his idols' personal lives or ban them from dating, yet the pressure to maintain the illusion of purity is immense. In 2013, when Minegishi Minami, a member of AKB48, was caught dating Alan Shirahama of the boy group Generations, the scandal erupted. In a tearful video, Minegishi, head-shaved in a traditional sign of contrition, apologized to her fans, saying, "I know that this, shaving my head, doesn't excuse my behavior, but I do not want to leave AKB48. I am completely and solely responsible for what happened." She was demoted by the management agency to trainee status.
Wow. Yeah. You got caught. You got busted. You got that scandal. You're no longer the girl next door that we could use.
Incident sparked a wave of reactions from fans.
But remember, they get paid for this. They get paid. This is what they're doing. They're performers. Okay. They have to keep that illusion. It's tough. Yeah. If this sort of scandal happened in America, what would happen is there'd be like, we need the government to step in to crack down on the idol scene because they're causing distress for the girls. They were going to think about their mental health. It'll ruin everything. Be like, okay, all right, we have a bad situation here. Huh. Well, don't get caught next time. Because everyone else is enjoying the party. Like that's what everyone else is enjoying the party. So don't get caught next time.
Media alike. Some devoted fans, shocked by the betrayal, believed Minegishi deserved her punishment. One fan even confessed that after hearing the news, he cried all night until he fainted, later waking up to a nosebleed.
Well,
I recall the warmth of her hands at the handshake event.
Okay.
But now I realized it was all a big lie. Still, her bowing in the video reminds...
It sounds like that dude needed a father that could tell him, hey, like, you're just obsessed with this girl. Like, stop.
...reminded me of the beauties on the traditional Japanese flower cards. I loved her with all my heart, veins, and the whole body. Why did she betray and forsake me? Such reactions highlighted the intense emotional investments fans had in maintaining their idol's image of innocence. While some fans supported the harsh punishment, others critiqued it. Public relations expert Kaiko Ishikawa praised Minegishi's apology as an example of textbook crisis management, remarking, "For the agency, idols are its product. The most important..."
Well, yeah. The idols are the product. Kind of like how, well, I mean, that goes with everything. Everything entertainment-wise. If you are assigned with some sort of agency, some sort of management, they sort of own you. They like, they don't own you in a slavery sense, but they own you in the sense that they are in charge of your career in a way. Yeah. If you don't meet the productivity, if you don't meet the certain goals, if you don't do the thing, they'll find someone else who will. Because someone else wants that fame, someone else wants that attention. I don't know how much they get paid.
Remarking, "For the agency, idols are its product. The most important thing to do is brand control." However, others, like film director Yamamoto Yutaka, expressed horror at the video, likening it to the imagery of Nazi concentration camps.
Well, I wouldn't say she's like a Jew in a Nazi concentration camp here. That's a bridge too far. Okay, what? Oh my God. Who's this guy?
Kobayashi Yoshinori, A conservative manga artist defended the love ban law, arguing it was designed to preserve the chastity of idols and ease the concerns of parents, metaphorically referring to it as keeping their iron panties on, an ode to NMB48's vow in the song Innocence Under 19.
That's right. You got to spread that. Hey. And I'm okay with that. We could use more of that. We have the opposite here in America. Now it's about like twerking, shaking booty, and all that stuff. And don't get it twisted. Like when I scroll through TikTok or that's, I don't even have that. But YouTube and Facebook has gone raunchy lately, and see these girls just being just massive hoes. It's like, oh man. but I think we could use some traditional values. Okay. I think we could use that instead of encouraging every girl to get on OnlyFans.
Western media also weighed in. Outlets like CNN compared the incident to Japan's military culture, suggesting that Minegushi's shaved head and apology resembled the actions of a disgraced samurai trying to regain honor. As criticism of the industry's love ban surfaced, many began questioning its human rights implications, leading to more lenient penalties in recent years.
All right, the dark side of idol worship. Here we go. We're getting into the dark side. Are you ready? I think I said I'll take a shot, and I did not do that. This one will be my last on the house shot. Okay. Let's get ready for the dark side. Brace yourself, Lachlan. Here we go. I want to know the ugly truth.
This obsessive fandom can lead to dangerous situations. In May 2014, during an AKB48 handshake event, two members, Rina Kawaii and Anna Iriyama, aged 19 and 18, were attacked by a man with a saw.
Oh, I remember
Although
this.
The assailant wasn't a fan. The incident highlighted the vulnerabilities young idols face when thrust into such intense public interactions. But what drives this obsession?
So the guy was
with
a
one-sided
nutcase, and he
relationships?
attacked the girls.
Psychiatrist Doi Takeo suggests that many Japanese men.
The guy was a nutcase. He attacked these girls. Dimebag Daryl was shot by a fan, by the way. Dimebag Daryl is dead because a Pantera fan shot him. He was his performing, I believe, Damage Plan, right? I think he was doing that. Wasn't he doing that? You have crazies that pop off. They do silly things. And you find... just be careful with that stuff.
Men seek
Here's a shot.
dependent,
Here we go.
passive love, resembling infantile attachment to their mothers.
If your Japanese friends do see this, let them know that that we're look. Let me put it. Let me make it clear, as easy as I can. If your Japanese friends do see this, let them know that I'm on their side. I'm on their side. Let Japan stay Japan. It should be Japan. Okay? I'm cool with that. There we go.
Ogawa offers a more practical explanation. Imagined relationships remain perfect, free from rejection or conflicts, which makes them preferable to real-life relationships. Aoyagi adds another layer, pointing out the connection between idol purity and the Shinto concept of purity. Some idol fans see respecting female purity as preserving Japanese tradition, standing in opposition to Western-style feminist liberation. In a fast-paced, technology-driven world, it's easier to fantasize about love than to experience it. Idols provide an emotional outlet for a love-starved generation,
Yeah.
offering an idealized form of connection that can never truly be fulfilled.
They're idol stars. Yeah, I mean, some of their fans are gonna fall in love with them and maybe have like fantasies that'll never come true, and that's fine.
The Japanese idol industry, as we've explored, is more than just entertainment. It's a powerful machine that shapes societal values, youth identity, and consumer behavior. Idols, crafted to embody the ideals of cuteness, pure forms of entertainment.
Oh my god, it's so negative. It's framed in such a way to make it look all vile and evil. Like, oh man.
Japan, such as the geisha and host-hostess clubs. Historically, geishas were skilled performers who navigated both art and politics, using their influence over patrons to gain power. Though geishas were admired for their talents and conversational skills, they, like modern idols, existed within a system where their interactions with men were tightly controlled. Hostesses, too, provide emotional support to male patrons in a way that echoes the idol fan dynamic. Just as hostesses offer men a safe space to express their hone, idols offer fans, many of whom are men, a fantasy of emotional connection without the complexities of real relationship.
Yeah, let them have that. Let them have that. I mean, there's a few nut jobs that take things too far. Yeah, that's always going to happen. But let them have that. You know, if you have a band, oh here, huh? Oh man, we got an ID claim. If you have a band that has very lovely women in it, and the band is popular, and they perform live, you're gonna have fans that that like them. I like them a lot, for sure. And if that band plays like love songs and songs that are about like, you know, romance and all that stuff, then they're really, really gonna like that. If they decide to throw all their money at them, that's their choice. If they obsess with them, make a shrine for them, well, that's a little weird, but that's their choice too. Hey, you can be weird, you know. I say that, but you know, I may or may not have a love bite shrine at this point. Anyway.
However, while geishas and hostesses actively wield power through their roles, manipulating conversations and relationships to their advantage, idols are trapped in a far more restrictive system. The Jimosho structure denies them much of the agency that geishas historically held, as their lives, both public and private, are tightly controlled by their management. Whereas a geisha could subtly guide her patrons for personal and political gain, idols must conform entirely to the roles assigned to them, with little room for personal expression or autonomy. The psychological parallels between idol worship and the patronage of host and hostess clubs are striking. Just as hostesses are paid to listen and offer emotional validation, idols are marketed to fans who crave connection and attention in a society that often discourages emotional vulnerability. Host clubs cater to women seeking to express their desires in a judgment-free zone, much like idols offer young female fans an outlet for their fantasies, particularly through the creation of homoerotic narratives in fan culture, boys love. The significant difference lies in how these relationships manifest. While hosts and hostesses provide real-time interaction, the idol-fan relationship is entirely one-sided, with fans projecting their desires onto idols who remain unreachable. Fans...
Well, yeah, because they're artists. Yeah. Like the pop stars. Oh, man. Back in the day when Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, I was like in high school. I remember those days. People would worship them. People would be obsessed with them. Would be like, oh, they're so hot. You still have that now. You have that now. I have some opinions. I'm gonna listen to all this, but I'll share them after we're done. We're almost done.
Especially those categorized as wotas, develop parasocial relationships with idols, idolizing them as friends, lovers, or even family members. These one-sided relationships remain perfect because they are constructed within the confines of fantasy, free from the messiness of real-life relationships like rejection or conflict. The obsessive devotion of fans reflects not just their emotional investments in the idols, but also a broader...
And like the dance and all this stuff is very tame. It's very conservative. It's like they don't really reveal much at all. They just dance. They just be cute. Whatever, girl next door, that's what they're selling there.
Societal issue, the loneliness pandemic in Japan. The country's rigid social structure, combined with the increasing pressure to conform in both personal...
What was that, Lachlan? The way she uses the word, I'm not sure what the word is, gives off the vibes of someone who doesn't speak Japanese, trying to use it to give her a viewpoint. That is something I want to say at the end, too. I have a feeling about this video and about this channel. This channel is brand new. It's the only video on this channel. I want to play it to the end and share you my thought. Okay?
And professional settings leaves many people disconnected from meaningful relationships. In this environment, idols serve as emotional substitutes, providing a form of connection that is artificial but comforting. Psychologists like Doi Takeo suggest that many Japanese men seek dependent, passive love akin to their childhood attachment to their mothers. This desire for safe, non-threatening affection is projected onto idols, who are expected to remain pure and unattached, never engaging in real relationships that could disrupt the fan fantasy.
Okay.
Just as hostesses provide emotional validation without the complications of real-life relationships, idols are marketed as blank slates onto which fans project their desires and insecurities. However, unlike geishas or hosts, who can engage in mutual exchanges with their patrons, idols remain at a distance, maintaining the
So should they not remain at a distance?
illusion of intimacy without any real connection.
Okay, let's sum it up. There's a parasocial relationship and it's toxic, is what she's saying.
Minigishi Minami scandal illustrates the fragility.
That's not what I believe. That's what this person believes.
Of this constructed fantasy. When news broke of her romantic relationship, fans reacted with intense feelings of betrayal, highlighting how deeply invested they were in maintaining her image of purity. In contrast, male idols are often forgiven for such transgressions, underscoring the double standards that exist within the industry.
Now, we got a lot of examples. We got some examples of the females having missteps, but I don't recall any examples of the men having missteps in this video. I don't recall any of that. In fact, no, I don't know. What?
The extreme reactions, ranging from tears to accusations of personal betrayal, reflect not just disappointment, but a deeper psychological reliance on these idols to fulfill emotional voids left by a society that often discourages open displays of vulnerability. The idol industry's enforcement of purity is reminiscent of the iron panties metaphor used by some to describe the vow of chastity imposed on female idols. Kobayashi,
there's something else I want to show you here.
Other...
I think I'm done with this video. There's something else I want to show you. Okay, it's a brand new channel, brand new video. Okay, I don't think it's AI generated in the sense that there's like all these references here, and they do seem to go to these articles, and she does cite them. I think the voice is a bit grinding on the ears, though. The comments I subbed because you are a girl. Okay. Slow-mo hand-holding segment made me squeamish. Okay. Or something else. Something that I had no idea. This was devastating, especially the young woman made to shave her head. Very informative. It certainly reminds me once again why I'm glad I'm not born in Japan. Small wonder birth rate in Japan. This video, this comment here. I feel like this video is highly misleading. You're not necessarily wrong, but there's a lot of things that could be misunderstood about AKB48. Well, their election system is gone. Their popularity has only decayed since 2014. They barely sell out arenas anymore. Most of their popular members are gone. I'm not sure if that's true. Hey, balance your sound. Yeah, definitely. That's what I noticed too. There's something I saw earlier, but I can't seem to find it now. Never mind that. Oh wait, terrible video. What's the point of citing history if you won't cite it correctly? Everything you said about geisha was wrong. Geisha's incident was also wrongly reported. Majority of J-pop, including the kawaii groups, stopped operating like this in the last decade. The most popular kawaii group nowadays, Fruit Zipper, have all used fixed lineups. It is extremely narrow viewpoint you're presenting. Okay, so like my summation of this, having seen this, and the way it's presented is that it's definitely framed in a negative way to kind of to heavily criticize heavily criticize Japan's idol industry in a way that's like using kind of like a Westerner viewpoint on social roles and expectations and all that stuff. So it makes me think this is done by an outsider, someone who is not in Japan, and being a brand new channel and the first video. I'm going to say this might be wild. I will start with what I really think. I'm wondering if we're seeing the seed here as something that's supposed to like disrupt like the J-pop scene. That's my theory. The reason why I'm thinking that right now is because the way it's presented, certain buzzwords used, and the references used, especially it seems to be the political alignment of the references used as well, based on the words. It seems like this is just intended to disrupt things for the sake of doing it. I think so. I think it is. I don't really understand the comparison to the geisha. I know she laid it out here, but the role is not all that similar at all. AKB48 is a J-pop group. Yeah, like J-pop groups, they're selling a product. The product is themselves. That's no different from any other. That's no different from any other band, any other artist from any other country. That'd be some capitalist country or some, communist country or whatever. Okay. They're trying to sell themselves. They're trying to sell something. And there were certain buzzwords that this video used. It just rubbed me the wrong way. It was like done by someone who's like a feminist. And I don't mean like a feminist. I mean like a hardcore feminist, okay? But that's trying to like hide their power level, so to speak, okay? this whole thing kind of it seems kind of sneaky. And this video already has 24K views. This is something that's probably going to be talked about by other creators in this sphere. They may say things like, "Oh man, we got to change things in Japan." Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't take the bait. I think this is intended to be bait for that. The next line coming out of my mouth, what I really want to say, is way out there. It kind of reminds me of, if you remember, like, I don't even want to say it. Trumper? No, an anti-Trumper. No. The person who did this video is definitely not a Trumper. Definitely not a Trumper at all. The person who did this video, is definitely not that. The person who did this video probably thinks, what was it? Bridesmaid Tales is like a prophecy or something. It kind of reminds me of like these feminist videos I would see about video games, and you'd have these feminists criticize video games, and they know nothing of what they're talking about. They know nothing, and they'll just criticize it, and it for some reason it started trending, and it became a thing. People started talking about it. Don't take the bait. We don't have to change any of this. Half the stuff she's talking about, like, it's like, okay, talk about J-pop groups. They have to perform under pressure. Okay, they're supposed to present an image. Okay, that's everyone. All right. Anita Sarkeesian, that's the word. I didn't want to say that. But here I will. Okay? Yes, because it sounds wild to me. All right? It sounds wild. It reminds me of like the Gamergate days. Anita Sarkeesian. It reminds me of that. But it's kind of like pre that. I hope I'm wrong. And Lachlan, if your Japanese friends see this and they get the wrong idea about it, let them know that I am against changing anything. I don't agree with this video. Yeah, there's bad things that happen in the industry. There's bad things that happen in all these industries. Now, what about though, right? There's bad things that happen. Others are sure, yeah. Take care of them. Address them. Okay. Anyway, there we have it. We watched the Cult of Kawaii. Purpose of this was to see if this is AI generated. I don't think it is, but it definitely does have a bias. It definitely is trying to disrupt for the sake of disrupting, I think. Weird ties to the geisha was weird. And the thing about it too, the person who's presenting this, I know nothing about them, right? We know nothing about them here on this channel. There's like nothing here. So you don't know who they are. They cite these sources. but you don't know how involved they are in the industry, how they know this knowledge. Okay. Other than this stuff here. Okay. All right. Well, that was fun. That was our little look. There's my community service, an educational stream, I guess. Not really. Maybe it was done by one of the ladies from The View. Probably. They need something else to do, right? Young Japanese are traditional apolitical, and that's cool. I'm cool with that. Hey man, I try to walk that line. not really the. I guess the traditional part too. I guess both. So anyway, so tomorrow night, I don't know if I'm streaming. I might go to the rodeo. All depends. If I could get some tickets, for free, maybe something will happen. And then if I do that, I will not be streaming. And then Friday night, we'll do the Friday night reacts over on Twitch. I'm going to be requesting a lot of baby metal covers. If Felipe, if you're there, I will open up to whatever you have as well, okay? So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you guys learned something here today. I learned something. Anyway. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Brian, Lachlan, Felipe, y'all take it easy. Have a good... Tomorrow is Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday. Have a good Thursday, man.